So how do you get started in video production? Whether you want to do weddings, commercials, or just freelance video work. Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing my 5 best tips coming up. Hey, what's up? Sean here with Think Media, bringing you the best tips and tools for building your influence with online video. And on this channel, we do a lot of tech gear reviews as well as Q&A videos just like this one. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. TWHD asks, not sure if you have any experience in this field, but how should I get started doing wedding videography photography? Or in general, how do I get the word around my area that I'm new in the film business? Thanks for the question. So when it comes to the creative industry, whether that's video, film, design, there's really a lot of different paths for building your influence, your skills, and your career. But I kind of want to share some tips from my personal journey. And the first one is volunteering or interning. The way I actually got started in video production before I started video production later in my life was volunteering and actually interning at a church. Men of Marysville, January is your month with 2 awesome gonna be limited. 7 p.m. is when it starts and you've got to get there early. And you can actually see from some of this footage, we were doing video announcements. And so I was learning how to shoot videos, edit videos, audio, lighting. I was learning all these different things hands-on. And the cool thing about interning and volunteering was I didn't have any money, right? And so maybe you can relate to being broke and not being able to invest in gear. So I was able to get my hands on the gear that the church owned. So I was able to get the experience, get the editing software, all these different things so I could level up my skills. So your goal here with number 1 is to get experience in your specific area. So maybe ask the question, is there somebody who's actually doing wedding videography or photography in your local area that you could reach out to and say, hey, can I assist you? Could I follow you and shadow you for a shoot? I'll carry your bags, I'll help out, I won't get in the way. That is one of the quickest ways to level up your experience fast. Tip number 2 is say yes to everything, including unpaid work. Yes, does that mean work for free? It does, because again, early on, you really want to master your craft. And so I'm not saying that you should only ever do free work, but when you're just starting, you want to get as much experience as possible. And so as I mentioned, I was volunteering for free at my local church in kind of North Seattle area for years, back around 2003 to about 2009. But then eventually I started a business called Clear Vision Media. And then I started to do either sometimes free work, but at this point, even low paying projects because I wanted to get my portfolio built, get my experience going. And so in those days, I did random stuff. I did a commercial for a Mexican restaurant. I shot my cousin's wedding. I remember doing like a blues concert. I did some hip hop concerts. And actually, I'll put a link to my video production channel because that's still on YouTube. We'll link it up in the description as well. If you want to kind of check it out, to just get an idea of just some of the random stuff that I did. But all of that was so important in rounding out my skills as a videographer. Tip number 3 is build your portfolio. So in addition to potentially doing some free work, volunteering, and maybe interning if you're just getting started, I want to encourage you to make sure you're building your portfolio online. And so that's actually one of the reasons why I started my Clear Vision Media channel, was not because anybody was expecting me to upload videos there, but I wanted to have a place where my body of work could be collected. So ask yourself, where are you building your portfolio online? Is it a YouTube channel, or maybe it's like a Behance account, or like there's these other options for really building up your body of work. And as you can see from these first 3 tips, it is all about getting as much experience as possible. I love this quote from Dale Carnegie that says, learning is an active process. We learn by doing. Only knowledge that is used sticks in our mind. So when I think about how did I learn video editing or even photography or these different things, I learned it most by being hands-on. And actually today I've posted well over 2,000 videos online. That sounds a lot, but I've been doing this for like about 15 years. And that's not just my YouTube channels, but for clients or for a church I was working at, tons of different content that I posted online. And it's by doing that much volume that I was able to level up my skills the most. Number 4 is study the greats. And so identify the best of the best in your industry, in your specific topic. So maybe the best of the best photographers, but not necessarily general photography. You know, if you don't want to do landscape photography, but you want to do weddings, who are the best of the best wedding videographers and photographers that there are that you can follow, learn from. And additionally, you should be doing this while you're going through all the first 3 tips. Like while you're producing work, always be learning. Make a commitment to lifelong learning. And I love this quote from Michael Jackson, a legend in his own right, that he said, "Study the greats and become even greater." So there's something about acknowledging and figuring out who are the greats in your industry and how can I study and learn from them. So one example in wedding videos, and I was doing a lot of those early on, was I discovered a kind of company and a group of people called Still Motion. And so we'll link to them in the description below. But I remember they had tutorial videos. I would watch their work. I would study their work. They even did workshops that traveled through cities. And so we would invest in things like those. I think a huge commitment in investing in your own education when it comes to mastering your craft is very important. Okay, so I talked about 5 tips, but those first 4 kind of go under phase 1, which I really believe is kind of that mastering your craft phase. You know, the thing is, you don't want to start marketing a bad product. And when you're creating video or you're doing photography, it's not that you can't get started at wherever you are and start charging, but there's something about reaching a level of mastery first, and then the marketing is a lot easier. Again, the best marketing in the world on bad content will really never work. So phase 1 is focus on those first 4 tips and master your craft. And then phase 2 is get the word out. So you asked, how do I get the word out about my new business? And one tip that I'll give here, point number 5, is social media and YouTube. It's amazing that we live in an age that is very advantageous for videographers, for photographers, because what better place to grow your influence as a photographer than Instagram? What better place to grow your influence as a videographer than YouTube? These are free platforms where you can publish your work, build your influence, and have that lead to new business and new people discovering you to hire you. And so let's talk about a very practical example of this. So when I was growing my business, Clear Vision Media, and I was doing wedding videos, I did a video that I titled Bellingham Wedding Video. Now, Bellingham's about 2 hours north of Seattle in Washington State. And I did a wedding there, and I put that video on my YouTube channel, and I titled it in a certain way so that it would get discovered by people locally in that same area that might be looking for a wedding videographer. And to this day, if you type in, Bellingham wedding video, that video still ranks number 1. And to this day, I still get inquiries about, hey, can I hire you for a wedding? Or we're gonna have a wedding at that same place, can I hire you? And so that's a way to position your content to get discovered that can lead to business. And then what would happen is that, again, the content itself has to be good. People watched the video and said, I want that same quality. I want a wedding video like that. I want that kind of content. So that was step 1. And then step 2 was making sure that they could find you, whether that's the email address, having forms on your website. So then emails come to me that say, hey, can I hire you? And it leads to just really a countless amount of inquiries. Another example, of course, is if you really want to grow your influence with photography, be on Instagram and be mastering Instagram, studying Instagram, and posting amazing video clips, photo clips. Every bride is pretty much on Instagram. So, if you want to grow your wedding photography, videography business, master these social media platforms. And that would be my number 1 tip for getting found in your city. And if you're interested in a few more tips on that, I have a video on how to use social media to promote your business and get more traffic to your website. So I'll link that up on the YouTube card and in the description below. Question of the day, what are your tips for getting started in video production? Post them in the comments below, and remember that some of the best tips and feedback come from you, the Think Media community. So definitely connect with everybody in the comments section. And if you have any questions about this topic, post those in the comments section as well. So thanks for checking out this video. Subscribe for more videos just like this. If you want to check out that video with more social media tips for growing your business, you can check it out here. Check out another Think Media video here. And until next time, Think Media is bringing you the best tips and tools for building your influence with online video. Keep crushing it, and we will talk soon.